we've managed to play a small dose of it, just a very small, like 15 to 20 minute section of it. Matt, what did you think?
So this demo was entirely about one thing, and that was getting away from a brand new stalker enemy. We've had the likes of Jack Baker, we've had the likes of Lady Dimitrescu. Now we've got, well, I don't even really know what she's called, but she is.
She can barely fit in the space as well. Like she's hunched back, she's like squeezing through these environments, and you can hear her shambling the entire time. But agree?
Yeah, I think whereas kind of like, for example, Lady Dimitrescu, I guess the most recent one that we've had, the way that she followed you around kind of like the castle in Resident Evil Village was fairly standard, like she ran behind you, whereas this, I think there's almost a little bit more of something like Alien Isolation in there. The stalker is able to kind of go up into the roof space and crawl across and cut you off in areas. It also has kind of the elements that Jack Baker had, where she can burst through doors, which creates new routes that you can loop around. But yeah, it does feel like genuinely like this is a step up. This is the next way of making the Mr. X kind of at the space.
I mean,
but if you don't pass that trigger point and you move around the environment in a different way, then suddenly things aren't happening, which doesn't unlock routes for you. So like you say, which meant that ultimately I actually got trapped by the stalker and had to find a different way out because I was really up against the wall. I'd not got that door to escape through.
Yeah.
And so I think kind of like seeing how that stalker, particularly presuming we get her in a larger environment than we did in this demo, I think there will be like lots of interesting kind of challenges for you to face because of the way it works with the environment.
Yeah, it's really interesting. To abolish one of the stranger things about a stalker in previous games. So if you might have seen memes of Mr. X trying to come into your safe room and peeking his head in, but then all of a sudden decides, oh no, I can't go in that room. Well, now they've found like a law, like an actual logic reason if she comes into your room with a bright like room light.
But sometimes it'll pull a trick on you where you go into that room and the light smashed out, and suddenly it's like the place that you thought was safe, the place where you thought I'll get like 2 or 3 seconds to just get away from this creature, rethink what my plan is, suddenly that room is no longer safe. It does that very well.
Yeah, so interestingly, of collecting keys for doors, there was all sorts of that stuff. But one thing that was quite unique,
I found really increased the fear aspects, and so I played the demo all the way through in first person, and that definitely really worked for me because it really narrows kind of like your vision, and you're trying to push a cart around and bits are falling off the cart, and as you do that, because of the way your frame of vision is like honed, you see like the shadow of this creature walking past the window. And when I replay the demo with kind of like in third person and play through that section again, I didn't quite get the same scare because the way that the angle is opened up and really where Grace is in the frame covered that up.
Yeah. When you're in first person, you're running away, it's just you're beelining down a corridor, but when you're in third person, Grace sometimes will trip and stumble and fall, and I feel like that was a really clever way of adding some horror elements, making you a bit scared. I think there's something.
I think the other thing that was really cool is the fact that it's not just that third person is kind of an option, like it was when they added it into Resident Evil Village. It kind of felt like it was there as a concession. Now it's definitely woven in those two viewpoints, and so there are cutscenes where the camera will go into the back of Grace's head and do things in first person, but it feels like it's a really coherent package this time around.
Absolutely, and I hope we get to see tons more of that in the final game when it comes out in 2026.